If you live in the United States and you are thinking about buying a Speed Queen washing machine, stop right now. Don't spend your money yet. Don't listen to salespeople. Don't trust comments blindly. Because in today's video, I am going to tell you the full truth about Speed Queen washing machines, the truth most videos never explain properly. By the end of this video, you will know exactly whether Speed Queen is the best washing machine for your American home, or whether it's actually a waste of money and time for you. And I promise you this, after watching this video till the end, you will not need to watch any other Speed Queen review on YouTube. Your mind will be clear, your decision will be solid, no confusion left. But listen carefully. This video is not a hate video. This is not a fan video either. This is a real, honest, USA-focused breakdown. And yes, some people will get angry in the comments. Some people will strongly agree. That's because Speed Queen is one of the most controversial washing machine brands in America. So today, I'm putting everything on the table. What we are covering today, 5 main topics. Before we go any further, let me clearly tell you what you're about to watch because structure matters. In this video, we will cover 5 major topics, step by step. 1. Why Americans love Speed Queen washing machines. 2. The real problems and disadvantages nobody talks about. 3. Old Speed Queen versus 2026 Speed Queen models. What actually changed? 4. Speed Queen versus modern washers like LG and Whirlpool. Real comparison. 5. Who should buy Speed Queen and who should never buy it in the USA. Every single point will be explained clearly. No rushing, no hype, no confusion. And I strongly recommend you watch all 5 parts because many people make the wrong decision by watching only half the information. Now let's begin. Because what I'm about to tell you next might surprise you. First, let's clear one big misunderstanding. Speed Queen is not a fake brand. Speed Queen is not new. Speed Queen is not cheap junk. Speed Queen is a real American company based in Wisconsin, USA. For decades, Speed Queen built commercial washing machines, the kind you see in laundromats all across the United States. That's why when Americans say, Speed Queen is the best washer ever made, they're not just making it up. But here's the problem. Most people praising Speed Queen today are talking about old experiences, old models, or commercial machines, not the residential washer you are buying in 2026. And this is where confusion begins. So let's slow down and start with the good things first. Because yes, Speed Queen does have strengths. Topic 1. Why Americans love Speed Queen. The real benefits. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. Let's talk about why Speed Queen has such a loyal fan base in the United States. And trust me, this part is important. Because if you skip this, you'll think I'm biased. I'm not. So why do so many Americans, especially older homeowners, swear by Speed Queen? Reason number 1. Extreme durability. This is the biggest reason. Speed Queen washing machines are built like tanks. Heavy steel frame, commercial grade transmission, strong motor, very few plastic parts, very thick metal body. Many Speed Queen machines are designed to handle 10,000 plus wash cycles. That's insane. In real American homes, this means 15 years, 20 years, sometimes even 25 years of use. This is why you hear people say, my Speed Queen is older than my kids and still works. And yes, in many cases, that is true. Reason number 2. Simple old school controls. This matters a lot in the USA. Speed Queen washers use physical knobs, simple switches, clear labels, no complicated screens for seniors. This is gold. No learning curve, no apps, no Wi-Fi, no updates, no error codes every week. Just turn the knob, pull it, and the washer starts. For many Americans over 55, this alone is enough reason to buy Speed Queen. Reason number 3. Fast wash cycles. Here's something many people don't realize. Modern washers, especially front-load models, can take 1.5 hours, 2 hours, sometimes even 3 hours. Speed Queen doesn't do that. A full wash cycle on many Speed Queen top-load models finishes in 30 to 35 minutes. This feels amazing for people who hate waiting, wash multiple loads, don't care about eco modes. Older Americans often say, I don't want my washer thinking I want it washing. And Speed Queen delivers exactly that. Reason number 4. Made in USA. This matters a lot, let's be real. In the United States, Made in USA still means something. Speed Queen proudly advertises, designed in the USA, built in the USA, assembled in the USA. For many buyers, this creates trust. They believe, better quality, better labor, better support, better values. Whether this always translates to better performance or not, we'll discuss later, but emotionally, this matters a lot to American buyers. Reason number 5. Great for very heavy, dirty loads. Speed Queen top load washers use aggressive agitation. This means muddy clothes, work uniforms, farm clothes, towels, pet bedding all get cleaned very aggressively. If you live in a rural area, if you work outdoors, if your clothes get seriously dirty, Speed Queen feels powerful. So yes, now you understand why Americans love Speed Queen. Durable, simple, fast, American-made, strong cleaning. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, sounds amazing, so why shouldn't I buy it? And now, this is where things get interesting, because the same features that people love are also the reason Speed Queen is a bad choice for many U.S. homes in 2026. And that's exactly what we're about to talk about next. Coming up next, don't skip this. In the next part, I will reveal why Speed Queen is overpriced for what it offers, why it can actually damage your clothes, why it is a bad choice in many U.S. states, why old Speed Queen is not the same as 2026 Speed Queen, and why many buyers regret their purchase, but don't admit it publicly. This is where the myth starts breaking. And trust me, this is the part most Speed Queen fans don't want you to hear. Now that you understand why Americans love Speed Queen, it's time to talk about the other side of the story. And listen, this is the part where many people feel uncomfortable, because this is the part most YouTube videos either skip, or mention very lightly, or hide behind vague words. I'm not going to do that. If you are spending $1,200 to $1,600 of your hard-earned money in the United States, you deserve the full truth, not half the story. So let's move to topic 2. Topic 2. The real problems and disadvantages of Speed Queen USA reality. This section is not about hate, it's about fit. Speed Queen is not a bad washing machine, but it can be a bad washing machine for you. And most American buyers realize this after they buy it, not before. Let's break it down step by step. Problem number 1. Speed Queen is extremely expensive for WHADID offers. Let's talk numbers. Real US prices. In 2026, most residential Speed Queen top load washers in the United States cost $1,200 on the low end, $1,400 to $1,600 on average. Now pause for a second. At this price point in the U.S. market, you can also buy a high-end LG front-load washer, a premium Whirlpool washer, a smart Samsung washer with steam, AI, and auto dose. So the real question becomes, what exactly are you getting for that price? And this is where many buyers feel disappointed later, because with Speed Queen, you are paying mostly for metal durability, simplicity. You are not paying for advanced cleaning technology, fabric protection, energy efficiency, smart features, modern wash options. Some Americans are okay with that, but many are not, especially younger families. And here's the hidden issue. Resale value does not justify the price either. Unlike cars, washing machines don't retain value well, so spending $1,500 upfront only makes sense if the machine fits your life perfectly. For most U.S. homes in 2026, it doesn't. Problem number 2. Very high water and energy usage. Big issue in many states. This is huge. Speed Queen washers, especially top-load agitator models, use a lot of water, way more than modern front-load washers. Now ask yourself, do you live in California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, any state with water restrictions or high utility costs? If yes, Speed Queen may actually cost you more money over time, because water bills add up, energy bills add up, efficiency standards are getting stricter. Many Speed Queen models barely meet minimum efficiency requirements, so while the washer itself may last long, your monthly bills may quietly increase. And this is something many buyers don't consider until they see their utility statement. Problem number 3. Rough on clothes. This surprises many people. This one hurts, especially for families. Speed Queen washers clean aggressively, very aggressively. That means strong agitation, high mechanical force, less fabric care over time. This causes faster fabric wear, fading colors, stretch fibers, shorter clothing lifespan. If you mostly wash work clothes, jeans, towels, you may not notice this much. But if you wash everyday clothes, kids' clothes, delicate fabrics, sportswear, bedding, you will notice it. Modern washers like LG are designed to lift clothes gently, rotate intelligently, protect fabric. Speed Queen does not prioritize this. And for many American families in 2026, fabric care matters. Problem number 4. Very limited features, no flexibility. Now let's talk honestly. Speed Queen washers are simple. That's good, but sometimes they're too simple. Most Speed Queen models do not offer steam wash, allergen removal cycles, sanitization cycles, smart diagnostics app control, auto detergent dosing if you have allergies, pets, kids, sensitive skin. Modern washers provide solutions. Speed Queen does not. And many buyers think, I don't need those features, until one day, they actually do. Problem number 5. Not ideal for apartments and modern homes. This is another major issue in the US. Speed Queen washers are heavy, loud, aggressive. If you live in an apartment, a condo, a townhome, a shared building, noise and vibration matter. Modern LG and Samsung washers are designed to be quiet, low vibration, apartment friendly. Speed Queen is designed more like a laundromat machine. In many modern American homes, that's simply not ideal. Problem number 6. The biggest misunderstanding of all, and now comes the most important point. This is where most buyers get confused. When people say, Speed Queen is the best washer ever made, they are often referring to old models, commercial machines, experiences from 10 to 20 years ago. But here's the truth. Speed Queen in 2026 is not the same Speed Queen from the past. And this takes us directly to topic 3. Topic 3. Old Speed Queen versus 2026 Speed Queen. WH80 actually changed. This section is critical. If you understand this, your decision becomes clear. Let's go back in time for a moment. Old Speed Queen WH80 became legendary. Older Speed Queen machines, especially pre-2018 models, were almost entirely mechanical, minimal electronics, extremely thick metal parts, overbuilt beyond residential needs. They were simple, brutally strong, nearly impossible to kill. These machines built Speed Queen's reputation. Technicians loved them. Laundromat owners loved them. Older Americans trusted them. And many of those machines are still running today. So what changed? The world changed. Energy regulations changed. Efficiency standards changed. Consumer expectations changed. Speed Queen had to adapt. So newer 2026 models now include more sensors, more electronic components, efficiency adjustments, compliance with US regulations. Are they still durable? Yes. Are they the same as old legendary models? No. And this is where expectations break. People expect old Speed Queen durability plus modern world, but reality is, you get some compromise. Not bad, but different. The big question you must ask yourself, are you buying Speed Queen because you researched 2026 models carefully? Or are you buying Speed Queen because someone online said they last forever? Because those are two very different decisions. And many Americans don't realize this difference until after purchase. Coming up next, do not miss this part. In the next page, I will cover Speed Queen versus LG versus Whirlpool real USA comparison. Why LG cleans better with less damage. Why Whirlpool may be a smarter middle ground. And the final decision guide. Who should buy Speed Queen and who should never buy it? This is where everything comes together. This is where your final answer becomes clear. At this point in the video, you now understand something very important. Speed Queen is not good or bad by default. It is specific. And now comes the part everyone waits for. Because this is where we put Speed Queen face to face against the machines most Americans are actually choosing in 2026. No marketing, no emotions, just real life US comparison. Topic 4. Speed Queen versus LG versus Whirlpool real USA comparison. This comparison is extremely important because when Americans shop for washing machines in 2026, these are the brands they actually see in stores: Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, local appliance dealers. And in almost every store, the real battle is between Speed Queen, LG, Whirlpool. So let's break this down properly. 1. Cleaning performance. The truth, this might shock some people. Speed Queen cleans aggressively. LG cleans intelligently. Whirlpool cleans balanced. What does that mean? Speed Queen, strong agitation, high mechanical force, short wash time, very effective on heavy dirt. This works great for work clothes, farm clothes, towels, very dirty laundry. But LG uses advanced drum motion, lifts and drops clothes gently, uses sensors to adjust movement. Result? Clothes get clean, less wear, better fabric protection. Whirlpool, somewhere in the middle, strong enough to clean, gentle enough for daily use. So here's the reality in US homes. If you want maximum force, Speed Queen wins. If you want best everyday cleaning with fabric care, LG wins. If you want safe and simple for the whole family, Whirlpool wins. 2. Clothes life and fabric care. This is where many American families change their mind. Let's be honest. Clothes are expensive in the U.S. Kids outgrow clothes fast. Quality fabrics cost real money. Now look at how washers treat clothes over time. Speed Queen. High agitation, more friction, faster fabric wear. Many long-term users admit, yes, it cleans well, but clothes don't last as long. LG. Designed specifically to reduce fabric stress. Ideal for athleisure, sportswear, delicates, bedding. Whirlpool. Acceptable fabric care. Not as advanced as LG, not as rough as Speed Queen. So ask yourself this. Do you want your washer to last 20 years? Or do you want your clothes to last longer? In 2026, many Americans choose the second option. 3 Technology and features 2.0 to 6 Reality. Now let's talk modern life. Speed Queen feels like the past. LG feels like the future. Whirlpool feels like the present. Speed Queen. No Wi-Fi, no app, no smart diagnostics, very few cycles. For some Americans, this is perfect, but for many, it feels outdated, inflexible, limited. LG, smart diagnostics, app notifications, steam cleaning, allergy cycles, auto detergent dosing. This matters a lot in families, homes with pets, homes with allergies. Whirlpool, some smart features, some modern cycles, easy to use. So again, it comes down to lifestyle. For noise, vibration, and daily comfort. This point is underestimated until it's too late. Speed Queen. Loud, strong vibration, feels industrial. Fine for basements, garages, separate laundry rooms. Bad for apartments, condos, open plan homes. LG. Very quiet, minimal vibration, ideal for upstairs laundry. Whirlpool. Acceptable noise, not silent, not disruptive. In modern American homes, quiet operation matters more than ever. 5 long-term costs. This is critical. Speed Queen lovers always say, it's expensive, but it lasts. That is only partially true. Yes, the machine lasts long, but also consider higher water usage, higher electricity usage, clothes wear faster. Over 10 to 15 years, this adds up. LG and Whirlpool, lower utility bills, better efficiency, less fabric damage. So total cost of ownership matters, not just purchase price. The big realization most buyers have after comparing everything, many Americans realize Speed Queen is not better. It is different. And that leads us to the final and most important topic. Topic 5. WHO should buy Speed Queen and WHO should never buy ID. USA Guide. This part alone can save you thousands of dollars. So listen carefully. You should buy Speed Queen if Speed Queen makes sense if you are living in a single-family home, have a basement or garage laundry area, wash very dirty clothes regularly, value durability over everything, don't care about smart features, don't care about fabric wear, want simple knobs forever. Speed Queen is ideal for rural homes, older homeowners, people who hate technology, heavy-duty users. If this is you, Speed Queen can be a solid choice. You should not buy Speed Queen if Speed Queen is a bad choice if you live in an apartment or condo, care about quiet operation, wash delicate or expensive clothes, want modern features, care about efficiency, want flexibility for future needs. For most modern American families in 2026, this is the category they fall into. And this is why so many buyers regret the purchase silently. The truth no one tells you: Speed Queen survives on reputation, not innovation. That reputation was earned in the past, but the market has moved forward. And if you buy based on nostalgia instead of lifestyle, you pay the price. What's coming next? Don't leave yet. In the next page, I will do something very important. Break the myth. Speed Queen is best for everyone. Explain why comment sections are misleading. Reveal the psychological reason people defend Speed Queen, and then move toward a powerful, emotionally satisfying ending. This final part will lock the viewer's decision permanently. At this point in the video, something important is happening in the viewer's mind. They are no longer asking, is Speed Queen good or bad? They are now asking, why do so many people defend Speed Queen so aggressively? And that question is the most dangerous one for any brand. Because once someone starts thinking for themselves, marketing loses power. So let's talk about the Speed Queen hype honestly, calmly, and intelligently. The Speed Queen comment section problem. USA reality. If you go to YouTube, Reddit, or appliance forums in the United States, you'll notice something strange. Speed Queen comments are not normal. They're emotional. They're defensive. They're absolute. You'll see comments like, "Nothing beats Speed Queen. All other washers are junk. If you don't buy Speed Queen, you're stupid." Now pause for a moment. Why does a washing machine create this kind of reaction? It's not because it washes clothes better. It's not because it's cheaper. It's not because it fits everyone's lifestyle. It's something else. The psychology behind Speed Queen loyalty. This part is very important, especially for American buyers. Speed Queen loyalty is built on 3 psychological pillars. Let's break them down. Pillar number 1, they don't make them like they used to mentality in the United States. This phrase carries a lot of weight. Many older Americans feel, products today are cheap, built to fail, overly electronic. Speed Queen represents the opposite, heavy, simple, old school. So when someone buys Speed Queen, they are not just buying a washer, they are buying a belief. And when you challenge that belief, people feel personally attacked. That's why arguments get emotional. Pillar number 2, purchase justification. This one is uncomfortable, but real. When someone spends $1,500 plus on a washer, they need to believe they made the best choice. If later they hear, "Hey, this might not be ideal for everyone," their brain reacts defensively. Because admitting doubt means admitting potential regret, admitting wasted money, admitting a mistake. So instead of analyzing facts, they double down. This happens with cars, phones, TVs, and yes, washing machines. Pillar number 3, survivor bias. This is a big one. You mostly hear from people whose Speed Queen lasted 15 to 20 years. You don't hear from people whose clothes were out faster, people unhappy with noise, people disappointed by lack of features, people who quietly replaced it. Why? Because unhappy buyers usually don't comment. Happy defenders do. That creates a false perception. Why this matters for you, the viewer, because you are not buying a belief. You are buying a machine for your home, your laundry habits, clothes, space, utility bills, lifestyle. And no comment section knows that better than you. The biggest lie about Speed Queen. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The biggest lie is not, Speed Queen is bad. The biggest lie is, Speed Queen is the best washer for everyone. That is simply not true. In 2026 America, there is no single best washing machine. There is only best for your lifestyle, best for your home, best for your priorities. And when people ignore that, they waste money. Why calling Speed Queen a waste is sometimes correct. This part needs to be said clearly. Speed Queen is a waste of money if you never use its durability. You don't need aggressive washing. You care about clothes longevity. You live in a modern home. You pay high utility bills. In those cases, you are paying for strength you don't use, metal you don't need, simplicity that limits you. That's not smart buying. That's emotional buying. Why Speed Queen is still good for some people, and let's be fair again. Speed Queen is not trash. It is excellent for very specific users, very specific environments, very specific needs. But in 2026 USA, those users are a minority, not the majority. And this is the truth many videos avoid saying. The moment of realization for most viewers. Right now, the viewer is thinking, so, Speed Queen isn't bad, but it's not magic either. Exactly. And that realization is powerful, because now they are free from hype. Setting up the final decision, very important. In the final part of this video, we will do one last thing. We will simplify everything into a clear decision, remove all doubt, lock the viewer's mindset permanently. By the end, they will know whether to buy Speed Queen or not. They will feel confident. They will stop second guessing. This is the part that creates trust. This is the part that makes people comment. Finally, an honest review. So now, we are at the end. And if you stayed with me until this point, you already did something most people don't do. You didn't rush a decision. You didn't follow hype. You didn't blindly trust comments. You actually thought. And that alone puts you ahead of most buyers in the United States. Let's summarize everything very simply, not emotionally, not aggressively, just clearly. Speed Queen is not a bad washing machine, but Speed Queen is also not the best washing machine for most American homes in 2026. It is a specialized machine. It is built for durability above all else, aggressive cleaning, simple old school operation. If your life truly needs that, Speed Queen can make sense. But if your life looks like this, modern home, everyday clothes, mixed fabrics, noise sensitivity, Utility costs flexibility long-term fabric care, then Speed Queen is not a smart choice. And calling it a waste of money in that situation is not hate, it's honesty. The most important question you should ask yourself, not, what do other people like, but, what do I actually need? Because the washing machine doesn't live on YouTube. It lives in your house. It runs on your electricity. It uses your water. It washes your clothes. And no comment section can feel that better than you. Why I made this video. This matters. I didn't make this video to attack Speed Queen, start arguments, trigger fanboys. I made this video because too many Americans buy appliances emotionally and regret them quietly. They don't comment. They don't complain. They just live with the mistake. And if this video saved even one person from buying the wrong washer for their lifestyle, then it did its job. Final advice for US buyers in 2026. Here is the cleanest advice I can give. If you want maximum durability and don't care about anything else, Speed Queen. If you want best overall balance for modern American life, look at LG or Whirlpool. If you want technology, fabric care, and efficiency, Speed Queen is not for you. That's it. No drama, no exaggeration. One last thing before you go. If you came into this video thinking Speed Queen is the best washer ever made, and you're leaving thinking it depends, then this video worked. Because smart buyers don't look for the best product, they look for the right product. If this video helped you think clearly, do one simple thing: support honest content. Leave a comment even if you disagree. Like the video so others can see it. And subscribe if you want more real, USA-focused appliance advice. No hype, no brand worship. In the next videos, we'll break down LG versus Whirlpool in real homes, front load versus top load truth, what appliance salespeople won't tell you, and how to buy smart in 2026 America. Because your money matters, your home matters, and your decisions should be based on reality, not noise. Thanks for watching, and make the choice that actually fits your life.